to manifest wisely. Sorry, I've been doing some things around the house. And then I went to that fish truck thing today. It was good. So, I didn't have to cook. uh, I did like have a salad this morning from with some salmon that I had left over. I eat different things in the morning. You know what I mean? It kind of just depends what I got going on. So, anywho, this is going to be tonight's love reading dedicated to a friend to many people who may be watching. And if you're not watching, just know if you had met her, you are a very fortunate person indeed. Okay. So, anyway, the title of this reading tonight, what was coming through earlier, is this like Rocky Balboa thing, this Rocky and Adrian kind of love story, if you will. Okay. I also have written down Balls of Steel and Dodge a Wrench. Okay. If you guys ever saw that movie Dodgeball, right? He's like, if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. So that was part of the training, right? And this gal that I'm talking about, Lil Red, and she's a little pint sized too, so you know how short ones are with their tempers, and then you add the red hair, and then I think she had some Irish heritage too, so it's like, and oh, that's right, I forgot I was going to discuss this. Absolutely. I believe, and she was very proud of Scorpio. So definitely a dedication for the Scorpios out there. And Scorpios are very much about the love and the passion and things like that, and are very intensely feeling people. In one of my charts, I have Scorpio in my Venus sign. Okay, so if you know me, that might explain some of the happenings in my love life. And they always say sometimes it's not. Sometimes you can't. It's not. You can't predict it for yourself, but you can help predict it for other people. So sometimes it happens with gifting and those sorts of things. All right. So again, I'm only allowed to communicate to you what, is coming through. Okay. And that's also only as good as, how in tune I am with the messages. So please keep that in mind as you watch these readings. Okay. And, I don't want anybody to like try and take advantage of you and try and like tell you that you're going to get certain answers and things like that, because that's not necessarily how this works. It's more like when you go to like a counselor and they're like, well, tell me why you think it is, you know what I mean? It's like that kind of aggravating type of stuff, but that's life, right? Buckle up. I know it's bumpy, right? Was she saying that all about Eve, like buckle up, it's going to be a bumpy night, right? Betty Davis, one of my favorite actresses. That was one of her later roles, FYI, if you did not know that. So, I'm gonna kind of turn it towards the cards more here a little bit, you guys, so you can see what's happening. Sorry, I've been adjusting a lot of stuff lately, so, yeah. Anyhow. Yeah, I'm drinking the big orange soda today. The big K, wherever. Oh, this was from Kroger, I guess. Yeah, I don't think that merger went through, the Kroger and Albertsons, which they were harping on them about having those big grocery prices anyway. So, you know what I mean. Every time I've been going in there recently, it's like the prices have been coming down. But I will say this: the last time when I tried to use Instacart, and this was through Kroger, the same box of Milk Bones was like $4.99 versus like $3.79 in the store just a couple months ago. So it's like, okay, well, I thought it was like inflation was coming down, and then it's like the Instacart price was, you know. And I mean, they already charge you like an extra delivery, and then you add the tip and stuff. Like you know what I mean? So it's like, I, I'm just curious about some of this business, this upcharging that's going on as it appears. But anyway, that's neither here nor there, I guess. Getting into the reading. But, if you're like me, I like more money in my pocket and less money in other people's pockets. You know what I mean? Because I feel like I can do a lot better with it. So, let's get into this Lover's Oracle because this is going to be a love reading. If you're not feeling like you're in the lovey-dovey type of mood tonight, just, feel like you're watching one of those Lifetime movies or something, okay? You know what I mean? Just, they don't have too much of the daytime soaps on anymore. I mean, they have some, I think, but when I grew up, it was the days of like Ryan's Hope and General Hospital and all. It was like the entire day was taken up by like yes, the shows, right? Even when I was in college, there was a gal, which I kind of grown out of my soap phase, but it was kind of funny. This gal, I think she was from, or her family was Asian or something. So I don't know if she didn't grow up with it, but she just loved that Days of Our Lives. And she was like, "Oh, I have to go home right after class." I'm like, she was just very intense about it. And I was just like, "Is there you got something to do?" Or she's like, "Well, I tape Days." I'm like, she had to get home to watch that tape. So that was back in the days of VCR, and like you couldn't just look it up on YouTube. You know what I mean? It didn't happen, right? And you didn't have a cell phone really neither. I mean, some people had cell phones when I was in college, but not everybody. Um, and they were fairly simple. You know what I mean? It was like it was a mobile, you know what I mean? It wasn't like the entire computer, you know what I mean, in your hand. So, anyway, getting in more to this reading, the passion is too much, somebody is saying here for them right now. The passion they feel perhaps towards you in this situation is too much. Okay. So this is the Lover's Oracle. If you guys are not familiar with this deck, I did an unboxing video where I went through every single card in this deck. So if you're not familiar with it, please go check out that video and see what may resonate in terms of messages if it's a deck that you like to use. So I can't promise you anything. Yeah, this person, they don't want to let you down, right? So they're going to say, well, I can't promise you anything. Like, this is, this just might be, wow, did you see that? This is, okay, they don't understand why they feel this way and why they can't move on from you. But, here it says the passion is too much. Well, maybe that's why they can't move on or why they're having this feeling, right? But it's like, I can't promise you anything. I feel like they don't know what to do with it, right? Let's get one more, please. I can't do this right now. This love is crazy. This person is like hot and cold on this. Like 1 minute they're like, I can't do this right now. And then they're like, this is crazy. Like, and they don't want to do this, but at the same time, they recognize there's some kind of feeling. Okay. And that might be what they're letting go of. Right. And admitting, like, yes, there's some passion there. Yes, there's maybe some unresolved issues, or there was some maybe closure that didn't happen for them, right? Maybe that requires something beyond a tarot reading, right? And going to a counselor depending on the situation, right? um and the whole like this love is crazy, it's like, well, is it like like, we don't need to be like natural born killers, that movie Crazy, right? In love, okay, a little Beyonce dancing around crazy in love, yeah, okay, don't be getting into it with anybody in the elevator. Apparently, that's popular these days. Or around the elevators, just in general in hotels. Yeah. Don't get snagged either, right? It's so weird, you guys. I'm gonna tell you this too, because this just came on through the news the other day. And the state that I live in, we have medical and recreational dispensaries for cannabis, right? So one of these towns is this pretty small town, and sometimes they have like good deals. So maybe, I think it's maybe, just inventory or whatever. Um, but I go over there all the time. It's such a sleepy little town, like I just can't imagine anything like really bad happening there. And some like teenager was found still alive, but like somebody had tried to traffic her all the way to Arizona from Illinois. Out of this kind of small kind of town. So, just stay vigilant out there, folks. You know what I mean? There was a reading I watched a couple days ago, and it was just so kind of bizarre sounding. And what was funny is because it was regarding nails. Like some kind of you know car issue, and but specific to nails. And I did have a nail in my tire, and I went and got it fixed, right? Well, then the very next, and so then I saw this reading. I was like, oh well, that must already happen to me, right? Well, just the other day I went to the car wash. Okay, a car wash I go to all the time. I pull into one of the bays, and I heard this loud popping noise, and I'm like, what the heck? So like a dork, I run back over it backwards. Right, like, oh my god, there was a whole bunch of nails. Like somebody just dumped a box of nails into the car wash bay. And I said something to the attendant, and he was like, I'm like, well, can you like help you like sweep it up? You got a broom or something? Because they have like a grate in the middle where you can push stuff, right? And it was like in the front of the bay too. So I thought that was very odd. And so I was in there scrubbing on my car. I did take some pictures, of course. Especially if I had to like document something for insurance or some, flat tire or something, right? Um, and he comes walking back by like nothing and I'm like, hey, are you gonna put like a cone out or something so nobody else pulls in here? He was completely unconcerned. That's not a place I want to do business anymore, right? Do you know what I'm saying? But then I was like, how odd was that? And I just watched that reading. But it was like it was just like there was probably 15, 20 nails laying there. It wasn't just like a single nail, it was all over the place. It was blatant, you know. And it's like, okay. It's like, all right, are they running a tire fixing scam with the people up the street there? You know what I mean? Like, oh, I just got a nail, I think, somewhere. You know what I mean? Or are we trying to be like that now? Because a lot of us out here understand little games like that. We've seen it done. Okay. So, if you're trying to do that again, yeah, it's not going to turn out well. Okay. Anyway, so, that's the Scorpio stinger, right? I know we're still technically we're like on the cusp here, I think, of Virgo and Libra right now. So, yeah, things are starting to balance out. There's a balancing out of the scales. So, let's see what else is going on right now. um, maybe you felt this way at this, at one point in time or something, and now it's like this person feels this way. Like, that's one way to interpret this message. I don't know if that's your interpretation. Obviously, that is, use your own discernment there, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and get into the romance angels now. Sorry if you hear sports in the background. I have the TV on in here, and it's like the Phillies and the Mets, and I'm a Cubs fan, so we're kind of rivals with the Phillies. So I'm like kind of rooting for the Mets, and the Mets are actually leading, you know. And sometimes the Mets don't have the best years, but right now they're doing all right in this game. So all these guys have all this long hair. It's crazy. Everybody's styling, yeah, right? Let your freak flag fly. Is that what they say? Okay, let's keep going. Now, yeah, exactly. They're like the passion. The passion is too much. Oh my god, you guys! I can't sometimes. Even the earlier today, I was watching my own reading. You know, sometimes I gotta watch this thing. You know, I usually try to make sure I'm getting. If there's anything else I need to communicate to you guys that I don't, because when I'm channeling, I don't necessarily. You know, it's like trying to record yourself and perform at the same time, right? It's like okay, I'm so I think you're getting the picture. Um. Retreat. It's time to disconnect from the world. So, yeah, those Virgos, that hermit season, right? Um, you know, maybe that's part of the balancing that you needed. Maybe you were in your passion too much, right? Or this person, okay? And now the message is, well, okay. The answer to that might be to pull back a little bit, right? You don't need to be out doing this and that and the other um, every 5 Sundays, right? Okay. Yeah. And this comes into play even in church situations. This is not just like social, I mean, because church is like super social too. But I've seen this happen like in relationships before, even that are, among godly people, because it's like, oh, well, that person was spending a lot of time helping the church out. And then, when somebody came into their life, somebody special, what happened? Somebody didn't like it. Why is that? Who was behind it? Right? Did they think that they were supposed to be there instead? Right? Sometimes it's just plain old jealousy, right? Okay. Uh, my grandmother told me a story, or I heard a story of, something that my grandmother noticed about one of her children's friends that, never returned the clothes that was borrowed, okay? Do you know what I mean? But they were very much looking at these nice things. So what was the intent there? Okay? Express your love. Go ahead and make the romantic gesture. Okay. So I feel like collective, I think this person thinks that if they have you alone and away from things that are obstructing them, that they'll be able to express themselves to you. But part of this is saying that they can't promise you anything. So, you know, um, you may be expressing your love as well, right? So just because somebody comes forward and says, "Oh, I have so much passion for you," you might be like, "Okay, well, I can't promise you anything because," you know what I mean? Like, what's even going on with it? Or is it just you can't deal with your passion, you know? In Amsterdam, they got sex workers for that. You can't handle all your passion, right? Get it figured out. I'm not here to judge. I'm just saying it's an option, right? Everybody has options, don't they? Don't ever let somebody tell you you don't have options or make you think that or imply that. Anyway, we're manifesting wisely, so if you're enjoying the channel so far, if you're in the chat today, please consider subscribing and do like the video. Heart-to-heart conversations, honestly, discuss your feelings with each other, because they're saying, why do I feel this way? Maybe this person's never been in a genuine, like, love-feeling relationship. I don't know. You know, it's giving very, like, yeah, this person just disconnected from their feelings. Okay. And here it's like they're having this heart to heart conversation, and it's like she's right here and he's like turning away. So it's like he's almost despondent over it. Like, why do I feel this way? But, you know, it's also saying I can't do this right now. So maybe that's why they don't, it's like they don't want to address their feelings. So what else from this romance, angels, please? Honeymoon, enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. So fine, this is reminding me of the Six of Swords. It's like when you move somewhere else into calmer waters, right? And this person's saying, why can't I move on from you? Well, I mean, they're saying they can't move on from you, but did they or didn't they move on from you? I mean, you know, in some ways, people do move on because they get into other whole ass relationships. I mean, some people get married, have kids, and have moved on, right? And somebody back here still asking the question. I mean, and then it's like it seems like they don't like the answer either. So it's like, and then here she is looking all cute, right? And it's like, it's like I don't know. Maybe he don't like her that much. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You know. So. Just keep going. This is dedicated. This is dedicated to the one I love. This is dedicated. This is dedicated. This could be the one you've already met, the romantic partner you seek. So it's like on one hand you have this person saying, I can't do this right now. And on the other hand, your romance angels are like, you might already know who this person is that wants to give you this love here. Okay. So whoever's in the can't box, right, in the penalty box or whatever they're doing, I don't know. You know, they could be in a spiritual timeout right now. Again, because they couldn't handle their passion. So this might be kind of like where they're having a heart to heart with themselves, right? And they're still coming up with, I can't do anything. Well, that doesn't mean that you stop living your dream. Another thing, I'm glad this came up because the gal that this reading is dedicated to, little red mean cancer fighting machine. Okay, one of the things that she had on her bucket list is traveling more, right? Experiencing more places and people, right? Um, you know, because we're not here forever, right? And then, you know, sometimes it's like, oh, well, that's not how I thought it would go, but you know, you can't you can't change it either. So, um, you know, accepting it and uh, visualizing uh, what can be in the present. Okay, um, it's like it's like seeing what can happen, but like seeing it in your kind of reality, right? Okay. Um, you know, I it's like the journey doesn't end. Okay, it's just in a different form. You know, so it's kind of like in that way, maybe the honeymoon is over, and hopefully that person doesn't come to you and wake you up out of your drunk Irish sleep. So, uh, I'm not saying they're gonna, okay, but you know how it is when the honeymoon's over. It's like no longer, oh honey, are you tucked in? Okay, it's like, honey, give me that blanket, okay, or they just, yeah, okay, you figured it out, okay. Doesn't mean you stop. You figured it out. So I think moving forward with those plans, especially if you are able to disconnect from the world, right, and focus on what's important in, um, anyway, yeah. What is that song? 600,000 tons of steel out of control. Ba, ba, da, da. Train used to know. Something like that. Yeah. I don't know as many of the newer songs of of that grouping, but I know some. So now we're gonna get into the pulp tarot, okay? See what else we can find out, okay? I am hearing for the collective. Okay, yes. Thank you. What do you need to know about this situation? Okay. Slow and steady, I'm hearing, all right? The River by Bruce Springsteen could be, my gosh, you guys, I was watching that We Are the World video the other day, and you know how Bruce thinks he's always like, you know, like he's about gonna have a hernia or something. But yeah, young Bruce. The World card here. Exploring. Little TWA maybe? Flight attendant school? Anybody? Anybody? Seating here and here, right? Fly the friendly skies. I tell you, sometimes it sure beats driving, doesn't it? Page of Cups. Wherever you may be traveling to, especially if you are traveling on a honeymoon, you may end up getting pregnant. For whoever this is, this may not be their first attempt at trying to get pregnant, but what I'm hearing is that this is going to be successful. So anyway, yeah. Those We Are the World days, right? And there's that video of it's like, I think it's like a made up video of Michael like looking over at some of these other singers, and like it makes it look like he's looking over at them in disapproval or something. But I in my imagination, it was like, it wasn't necessarily disapproval. It was like, oh man, if I tried to do that, his old man, Joseph would have whooped his butt, right? Because that guy, Joe Jackson. I mean, he was, very stern, very, they were rehearsing. Like there was like that made for TV movie about them, growing up. It was like that was their life, trying to perform and be perfect, right? So again, if people think there's no room for imperfection in your life, they are full of poopy poo, okay? Um, because okay? Shite happens, doesn't it? Now, enough of that. Thank you very much. Queen of Pentacles. Very nice. Abundant, strong, knows what she wants to do with her time as well as her money. Knows how to invest wisely. We are on manifest wisely here, okay? That's not just investing your money, it's investing your time, right? The lady that this reading is dedicated to, okay? She liked to invest her time towards people that she felt like were doing good things, right? And I believe her father also was somebody who was a business leader while he was alive in the community, and liked to do things for the community. So again, I'm very happy that this is coming out in this reading right now. So you could have strong placements for Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn in your chart, okay? Or be very good with finances. Be very good with turning a project over, okay? I'm for some reason getting frisbee golf, disc golf with this thing too. I mean, you just have to see. It's hard to see here, but like it kind of looks like one, okay? Anyway. Okay, so I feel like for some of you, you do have a lot of options, being a Queen of Pentacles, on how to invest your abundance, right? You see these flowers here, this flowers over on her head, which I think are kind of nice, right? So remember to kind of like celebrate the good fortune of the season, right? It might seem odd to not think too far ahead, especially if you are this Queen of Pentacles or have something like this strong in your chart or are dealing with one, right? Because, you're like, oh, it's Queen of Pentacles. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I can't be coming here all raggedy with all my, lint hanging out of my pockets. Like, that ain't gonna be a good look for somebody who's a Queen of Pentacles. She's gonna be looking at you like, it's just not gonna happen, right? Okay. Okay, moving on into the heart chakra. So we have, looks like it's gonna be more of a longer reading today, you guys. What was I just talking about earlier? Six of Swords. Where is that? Yes. And look, it's like right under this card. This honeymoon. So if this could be So, if this person does come forward, okay, seeking solitude with you, whatever, they may kind of confess this, I can't move on from you, I want to be with you type thing, you know. Yeah. You could also have protection at nighttime while you're traveling. It's so weird though. This like I don't know what this figure in this boat. It almost looks like ET. When he has like his little basket on the front of his bicycle and ET's in there. It's so weird because like one of the readings the other day, one of my message cards said "go home" and then it also said "phony," and that's what one of ET's messages is, right? Phone home. Yeah, I think that reading was from yesterday. It's one that has the eye in the background. I was at a different work location there. Anyway. Phew. That could be somebody's favorite movie. Also, E.T., like growing up. Somebody may have had a hard time growing up, is kind of what I'm hearing as well. Um, yeah, the hangman here. And it's like everyone's looking at him, right? And this is Pisces as well. We just had this full moon in Pisces, which. So this is coming through in the throat chakra. So somebody could be wanting to tell you, like, why they haven't been able to express themselves, okay? This person could also be at a, just literally at a loss for words. Um, I'm hearing the words to that song, Put Your Head on My Shoulder. It's like an old song. I don't even know. It's like, it's not even Frank Sinatra. You know what I mean? Like, that's one of my granddads was into Sinatra. But, he was also a War II vet. So, Magician, Mercury. So, there could be some strong communication that's happening, kind of from a collective standpoint, like a type of a shared vision. Okay. Yeah. And part of the thing about manifesting, right? It's kind of the same with meditation, right? You can choose some affirmations, choose a mantra, say, I want to make more money this week. Anything. You do have the Queen of Pentacles here, right? And, seek and ye shall find, then you might be like, oh, well, I have this over here that's kind of been sitting, right? Am I really using it? Am I manifesting wisely with this, or is it just sitting here, right? That's part of the magic of ordinary things as well. That's another thing I want to mention about this woman who this reading is dedicated to tonight. Because in her career, she worked, with the public, okay, at a, motor vehicles, through the government type place, okay? You know, that's just kind of a, an ordinary part maybe of your day, right? Um, and, do you have a relationship with that person behind the counter? And do they have a relationship with you? Not necessarily, unless you live in a fairly small community, right? Um, but yet, the person who I'm talking about who had that job had a very full life and was loved by very many people, right? Um, yes, this kind of, you deserve love. You are lovable. Okay, right on target. Okay, let's go one more. Well, that seems like a few too many, but we'll take 3-1. So somebody has travel on the brain, and let me just say, dedicated to somebody who loved, yeah, right? Loved having that wandering free spirit, right? Yeah, that's a pretty good card to run into there. The sun card, the overall energy. Okay. Because, even though on days sometimes when we experience losses, right? And it might feel like we can't go on, somehow we do, right? We reach inside ourselves and say, yeah, I can do this. Okay. Uh, again, the woman who this reading is dedicated to, very strong fighter when it came to things like that, not giving up. Okay. Wow, this reading is going on and on. Maybe this is why, because I was originally scheduled to go live at 9, but I was just kind of starting to feel a little tired, and I wanted to make sure to get this out to you guys, uploaded today and not tomorrow. So let's keep going. What else does the collective need to know? Okay. Think about that. So that there's like I haven't watched it yet either. That might be part of my winter projects, right? Watching stuff on Netflix. There's like a We Are the World documentary, and it talks about the recording of it and how they wrote the song so quickly and how it just like came together. It was kind of cool. The Nine of Pentacles, sitting on top of the world, right? Pretty good place to be. They also call the Nine of Pentacles the pre-empress. Okay. Somebody that can hold their own, take care of themselves. Maybe has a family even, right? Yeah. She's feeling pretty good about herself. She's got her nice caftan on, right? La da da, in my garden. Oh my, guys. You know. Just like the white-winged dove sings song, right? I mean, looks more like some cockatoo. Well, it's red. Anyway. somebody's loved one could definitely like gardens. You ever see that Grey Gardens? Oh my god, that's a hoot. Whew. Sometimes it's what's scary is though some of the things they say make sense, you know what I mean? Especially the older you get. Scorpio, Death card. You know, the Death card is not just about, you know, physical loss, it's about transformation. And Scorpio is a master of transformation. Okay? So, this is funny too. I was at that fish truck earlier today, and this lady had on this Elvis shirt, and it says how these people are reacting. It's like when Elvis is walking by, like like coming through. Scorpios here. Gonna settle this once and for all. Oh my god. Okay. Wow, look at this again, you guys. Empress. Y'all. And this song, The Beautiful Ones, has been going through my head all day. I don't think you can get more beautiful than the Empress, right? Right on top of this Queen of Pentacles. So, you know, whoever you are, collective, you're the kind of person that just knows how to make things happen. Okay? And people look up to you. There's people that want to invest in you as well. But I think what you've done is invest in yourself here, especially with this Queen of Pentacles. I mean, that's... You guys, this is like a bomb-ass reading. The Lovers. And this is the Good Lovers card, okay? I pulled the Lovers in today's general collective message, and this is the love reading today. So for the Lovers to come out in the heart chakra, Gemini, again, could be significant. And this is on top of the Six of Swords. Okay, the readers out there know the Six of Swords is like a Gemini card. Okay, so you got the Lovers, and so this is heavy, heavy Gemini for somebody. Hearing something about a cloak. Somebody might not know what color you like. Ooh, boy. Yeah. So whoever was saying they couldn't move on, they can't do this, it's like they're experiencing this out of control tower feeling. Okay, it's like, have you ever had the dream where you dream that you're falling, right? And then you wake up, right? Not the dream where you're flying, the dream where you're falling, okay? Because that is how this person is currently feeling. And they're not releasing themselves from it yet either. And that's why they're kind of running into this tower. And this is very strong Mars energy as well. So this could definitely be a masculine right now that's experiencing this. This could be because of a love situation with a Queen of Pentacles that they see potentially as their Empress. Okay. But no collective that, yeah, you're still good regardless, right? And they know that as well. So they know that if they come to you with anything less than the best, then it's just a DOA. That was also a movie like in the 80s, DOA, which I never really watched that one, but it had Dennis Quaid in it, and he was like, you know, one of the it guys at the time. I think that was when he was still married to Meg Ryan. Very big on the Hallie and Sari. That's hilarious. The Sally and Harry references. Oh my god. All right, let's finish this one up, right? Before the reader runs out of gas over here. As if, right? Be like, oh, that old gas bag probably talk. Okay. Anyway, 10 of Wands, yeah. Fed up with the burdens of it. Wishing, yeah, okay. I feel like this person has some ideas about what to do with these burdens, but they're, you know, like right now it might just be best like keeping the nose to the grindstone kind of thing. Right? One step at a time, but. Here it is again, Hangman, Pisces. So whoever's watching this, you could have Pisces heavily in your chart, or this person, again, this full moon that came through was around Pisces as well. So if there's been some indecision, I think you've decided how you want to spend your victory lap. Okay, because you have Justice here as well. And what did I just say about Libra at the beginning kind of the reading while we're getting into out of Virgo season and into Libra right now? So you're very grounded, I feel like, and somebody else is being uprooted. It's very opposite type of energy, okay? Even though it might be a strong bond. All right. And I feel like for some reason, you and this person may have experienced something like this in a past life, maybe. And that might be part of why they can't move on from you. But I think you guys have made your informed decision, right? It's like, see how the difference between these two here? Like this Hangman right here is literally like the guy that's falling out of the tower, and this guy right here is like so peaceful and contemplative, right? And he's kind of doing this thing where it's almost like he's hiding, and like I said, and making that informed decision. Well, things have been revealed. You know, that happens in the Goonies, and like, day is falling, right? But yeah. Okay. This has been an interesting read. I hope y'all enjoyed this. Please do like the video or subscribe to the channel. And until next time, manifest wisely. Bye bye.